All right, guys. So, excuse me. I need to have the T on the right. So this is the layer. I've created this, okay? And what both of the boys agreed that there are 4 layers. And what they did was, like I had already said, they showed this, that this was the 4 layers, and that's how they agreed on it. So Josh said that there were going to be 16. Well, if I were to take what Josh was saying for his 16 layers, he basically was looking at this side and saying that this was what the layers would be. Well, if I would take each of these layers out, and it's going to be really hard to kind of separate it out because I don't want to lose them. Okay. How many different layers would he have when he separates it out? He would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if he took that 16 times 4, he wouldn't get the volume of the prism correct because he doesn't, if he uses that 16, he's got 6 different layers, not 4. Where that was Josh. Where Jonah was saying that there was going to be 24 in each layer, what he did was he took basically the bottom layer and just kind of took all of those apart. And this was where he got the 24 from, guys. Oops, sorry. It kind of came apart when I did that, but you guys can kind of see that is the reason why Jonah's more correct, because here are the 4 layers and here are the 24 in each of those layers. Okay, the next one it says Marcus finds a prism 1 inch by 5 inches by 5 inches. Then he decides to create layers equal to his first one. We're going to fill in the chart below to explain how we got the volume of each new prism. Okay, and so what he did was he did a prism that is 1 inch by 5 inch by 5 inches. Well, now I'm going to have 2 layers. So instead of having that 1 inch, now I'm going to have 2 layers here, 2 inches. Okay, so then basically what I need to do is I need to multiply all of these 3 numbers together. So I've got 2 times 5 times 5. Well, I know 5 times 5 is 25, times 2 is going to be 50. The volume of this will be 50 centimeters cubed. And the explanation would be because 1 inch increases to 2 inches, and the reason why is because now it's got 2 layers to it. So instead of having just that 1 inch one layer, we now have 2 layers, and you multiplied all 3 of the numbers. Okay, so now on this one, now I've got 4 layers. So instead of having that 1 inch, now I'm going to have 4 inches because I'm going to have those 4 layers. So I'm going to go ahead and do 4 times 5 times 5, or 5 times 5 is 25. 25 times 4 is going to be 100 centimeters cubed. Okay, and it's the same thing because I now have 4 layers and multiplied. Okay, now I've got 7 layers. So now I've got 7 by 5 by 5. So I've got 7 times 5 times 5. So 5 times 5 is 25, and then 25 times 7 is going to be 175 centimeters cubed, and it's the same thing. Now I have 7 layers and multiplied the numbers. Okay, so next on this very last one, I'm going to fold it so that we can see this a little bit better. It says, imagine the rectangular prism below is 6 meters long. So I know that going this way, it is 6 meters long. Okay, I know that going up, it is going to be 4 meters tall. And so when I think about it, 4 meters tall, I can say 1 meter on each of them will go up. So here's 4 meters tall. Okay, so I've got to kind of think about how many layers I would have. And then it's 2 meters wide. Okay, so right here it would be 2 meters wide. So here would be 1 and here would be 2. So then if I needed to do this, I would have to show the 6 going here, the 6 different layers. And it's probably not good that I put this 4 meters over here, because when I put the 6, let me redraw this. So when I put the 6, you'd still have the 6 here. So you can see that this would be 4 cubes high. So let's just do that, okay? And then this, of course, would be 2, okay? So it has how many layers from the top to the bottom? So when I count this, how many layers does it have? Well, it has 6 layers. Then it says each horizontal layer contains. So when I think about the horizontal layer, I want to know how many would be here and here. And when I would look at this, I know that I've got 6 meters going this way and 2 going this way. Well, if I do 6 times 2, that's going to be 12. So then if I do the volume of this whole entire thing, so I know that one layer, each layer is 12, I have 4 layers. 12 times 4 is going to be 48 meters cubed.